Hello, my name is Kamil Trzebiatowski and I am an EAL coordinator at Newland School for Girls in Kingston upon Hull. I am also a frequent TeachMeet speaker, educational blogger on the matters of the status of language in the curriculum, issues of race and diversity, and as of very recently an associate of EAL Academy, who are a large EAL CPD provider based in Peterborough. First of all, I do apologize that I haven't been able to make it in person to Liverpool as originally planned, but unfortunately matters of personal nature have prevented me from doing so. So I have recorded my presentation so it could be played for you on the day. I'm going to be talking about DARTS. DARTS stands for Directed Activities Related to Text and is an extremely useful strategy in the teaching of language to English and additional language learners, and simultaneously highlighting language to all other learners in your classroom. And it can be used across the entire curriculum. So what are DARTs exactly? In essence, they are the kind of activities that encourage students to focus on text. Rather than simply follow the typical comprehension questions route, they encourage students to work with texts more closely, promoting understanding, providing learners with opportunities to analyze texts more closely, focus their attention on language elements and reconstructing texts. In so doing, DARTS empower students with the ability to read between the lines and reconstruct texts. We are going to look at several ways in which this can be achieved. DARTS can be used in one of the two different ways. One, by changing the text you use in your lessons, be it science, English, geography, history, maths, or any other curriculum subject. And two, by using your actual original texts. The activities you can devise around texts so that students focus on more than just mere comprehension are gap fills with missing words, phrases or sentences, completing tables, diagrams or flowcharts, categorizing tasks, sequencing words, paragraphs or sentences, or labeling a diagram. They can write questions about the text, draw tables based on the text, underline or highlight parts of texts, for example, identify all adjectives, adverbs, connectives or prepositions, or by giving a paragraph a title. There is a lot to choose from. We are going to look at 5 specific examples now. First, we'll examine 3 different types of clauses. The type of activity where gaps need to be filled after certain words have been removed. One type of a clause is specific clause, that is, such where only certain types of words have been removed. If this is done, you are focusing students' attention on a specific element of language. In the first example here, there are many different possibilities to fill the gaps. But in the second one, with functional grammar words, there is only one option. After the word group, the word of is the only option. This allows you to discuss with the students when it is that language allows for many possibilities and when for just one. And of course, why. Another type of clause is total clause. This is best used at the end of your unit, perhaps, when students are familiar with the topic and the subject. You leave only gaps, each gap representing a word, and punctuation marks, and the title. This should be done using a short text only. Students need to recreate the text. This allows you to discuss parts of speech, articles, tenses, and why they are used in which position in sentences, and the word order of words in a sentence. This might look difficult at first glance, but I've tested this with my students, and believe me, they can do it. Vanishing clause is based on the idea that you write a few sentences on the board, whatever it is that you feel needs revising, for instance, a definition of 1 or 2 of your keywords in your unit. Then you get the students to read the sentence out loud. Then you erase one word, students recreate the sentence. Then you erase the next, they recreate the full sentence again. Then you erase another one again, and again, and again, and again. Repeat until all the words are erased. It's a fantastic tool using the notion that talk is linked to writing, where students learn and examine the role of parts of speech and word order of words. And of course, you can encourage them to think why it is that before equilateral triangle there is an "e", but before equal length there is none. Another type of gap fill to be utilized is one where you simply remove one type of word. In the example here, all prepositions have been removed. Prepositions are particularly difficult for EAL learners as they simply do not translate in most cases across languages. You can of course differentiate for different students here by providing a box of prepositions for linguistically weaker students and no such box for stronger students. You could also use such exercises to discuss where prepositions occur in sentences. In English, they tend to occur after verbs, even in questions, as in, what are you talking about? Precisely opposite to Polish, for instance, where you would start a question with about and then proceed to a verb. So this allows you to discuss language whilst working with your text. This one here is a completely different idea. Have you ever thought of annotating your poem or a piece of text you are discussing with your students with questions? In here, I've taken the poem Not My Business and I've annotated it with questions, some focusing on language and some on comprehension. This focuses on specific language elements of the text, of course. What follows is students answering the questions in the same boxes, this time empty, on the right. As you can see here. For your information, I did this with my group of EAL beginners, and it worked like a charm. Best of all, it does not take a long time to produce. Please do not spend hours on this. There are tools online for this, so particularly if you have your text in digital form, using the tools available online, such as at these URL addresses here, you can have your Darts activities ready in mere minutes. I do hope this gives you some ideas for your classrooms. A little while ago I produced a small booklet with these and more ideas on how to embed language in mainstream subject lessons. If you'd like a copy, you can go to my blog or contact me on Twitter. And ask any questions really. Thank you for listening.